Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? 115, good lord. You're streaking. Unbelievable streak. Hi Kessa, hi Kay, how you doing? Kals, Pretender, Sloth. Hi. Welcome in. How we doing? Oh, the race is on. Oh, and a tightly fought race at that. Kay was hot on your heels that time, Billy. Oh, Skull and Sloth just out of the running. Just out. How we doing? How has our Friday been so far? I'm excited. I'm trying out something unique for the theme today. Ooh, 7 stream streak, hell yeah. On brand for our Sloth. Yeah, true. Actually, good point. Very much so like RPing as the Sloth character from Zootopia. Oh, guess with the second time check that doesn't feel accurate, but I mean, hey. The theme, what is it? Yeah, here we go. So for the theme today, I wanted to go with something a little bit different from usual. In the past, it tended to have been, just a pup cup, please. Sure. Enjoy. In the past, the themes have tended to be quite literal, in terms of it is X, and then it's your interpretation of X. The theme for today, I want to be a quote. Not from anything in particular, but I want it to be like a piece of dialogue, somebody saying something, and then your interpretation of what that is. So, all of that to say, like a lot of words and not actually doing the thing. Here, you know what? I'll just type it out. And then you tell me what you think. Hi, Katja. I was going to cheekily say somebody else. I was going to say like Markiplier or something, but I'll happily take the crown. Thank you. Okay. Quote. Here we go. The quote for today is, what do we reckon? That's worrisome. I mean, Markiplier is a fun streamer. I mean, I wouldn't be too sad to play second fiddle. And the canvas is in the Stream Live channel. It is accessible. Welcome in. Twinning. Yeah, with the 10s. Cool. Like the theme. There are no bodies in the water. I mean, yet that we know of. Okay, but yeah. So as I was kind of alluding to, the theme is a little bit more open-ended, and I want to see what people do with that extra room for creativity. Are there going to be there are going to be bodies in the water if you fill the place with what? I'm a body in the water. There can be lots of bodies in the woods. True. No, that's a good point. The thought of somebody being very excitedly being like, check this out, I found a body in the woods. It's like, oh, cool, I guess. I mean, that's what cats do all the time, right? Where they're like, I killed this rat. Would you like to see it? It's like, no, actually, I would not. I would not like to see the rat that you've killed. Don't get a choice in the matter. Here's the rat. This is what I found in the woods. Okay, let's think of... Sorry. Let's think of something to doodle. They think we're too stupid to hunt. It's true. They never see us running after like the vermin that they see around the place. I kind of appreciate it. It's a very thoughtful sentiment. It's just that thoughtful sentiment leads to dead rats. Not very feline support for me. It's true. No, that's true. That's true. I should be receptive to the dead rat. I should accept the dead rat with open arms, figuratively speaking. Potentially, literally speaking, depending on what the cat wants me to do with it. What if I did kill a rat in the woods? I mean, that would be the place to do it. You could find a shrine in the woods. You could find a shrine in the woods. You could find rocks in the woods. You could find a stick in the... So many good things. And now I've thought of what I want to do. Now, what's wrong with dead rats? It's more, I wouldn't really be able to do anything with a dead rat, like arts and crafts style. A shrine of sticks and rocks. Exactly, right? Acorns, pine cones, so many things. Your forest romance novel. Rat's got bones, teeth. Yeah, true. You could make a little necklace. That's a good point. Yeah, let me... Pelt, true. True. Rats do in fact have like entry level crafting materials in the survival game. No, I don't disagree. In Pokemon, Raticate is one of the first Pokemons that you encounter for good reason, right? Because in Pokemon, everybody knows that in Pokemon, in order to survive the wilderness, you slay the Pokemon and you wear them upon your body as some sort of ritualistic showing of dominance over the local ecosystem. Yeah, no, little, well, I was going to say little known fact. I prefaced it by saying everybody knows. I can't say everybody knows this little known fact. Stupidest oxymoron I think I've ever said. This is bad? Why? What happened? Should have been playing Pokemon instead of hunting rats in bed meat. Sometimes bed tea. I mean, but now you have the survival skills. Killing Pokemon and wearing them. Sounds like somebody never played Emerald. Are the rats easier to catch if you're bare feet versus with shoes? If running around as a child with no shoes on has taught me anything, you are way faster without shoes on. You feel the wind going past your ears and your hair's flying in the wind and you've got your arms outstretched and you're probably going maybe the fastest anybody has ever run. So yeah, no, it helps a ton. Who wears Pokemon in Emerald? Everyone? Got to feel the wind between your toes. Gives you the hunting spirit. Yeah, exactly. One of these days, I'll remember to you know what? What I really, really, really need to do is I need to experiment with the microphone. I need to experiment with the microphone. I need to figure out where I can place it, where I can still be heard clearly. Like, can I be heard clearly like this? I've got no freaking clue. If anything, it would peak less probably. And then if it's down here when I'm talking, no interruption to the iCam. The problem with the iCam is that my microphone is usually up here. right in the middle of my forehead, and the iCam has absolutely no idea where to look. Let's try this. Let's try the microphone here, see if it works. In theory, it should. It's designed to. Hey, my mic's up here. Okay. I swear, I'm not drawing a goblin this time. I promise. Hand on heart, I'm not drawing a goblin. It just looks exactly like a goblin. No.
I swears. No, sir, you need to understand, I swears. Never seen a goblin in my life.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Goblini.
Goblini!
Is that a Trump impression? It's not. I was thinking more like Victorian era boy. Just on the street. Just one of the street boys. Hi Aiden, how you doing, bud? Your favorite Pokemon? Oh, Goblini. How did I know? It's just, I had the feeling, you know. Was it a Bugs Bunny impression? Not even close. I remember that one episode of the Looney Tunes where Bugs turns up to one of the town hall meetings and goes,
Please, I require sustenance. If only I, a Victorian era boy, could receive nourishment via some sort of slurry or porridge.
Does it make gobble gobble sound? I would have, my knee-jerk reaction is, well, no, it would make like Goblini, like it would say Goblini every time it like, but I've come to understand that that's not the case for all Pokemon. Some Pokemon just go, oh, or something to that effect. So much so that some of the local, the localized dubs for the Pokemon have them making interesting noises. We'll leave it at that. Interesting noises. For I'm thinking French Starmie has Bugs Bunny is already CD. True. I was thinking more like innocent and poverty stricken, but I suppose Bugs Bunny has portrayed that sort of character in the past as well. Waiting for Battlestar Galactica to pop up on streaming. Ooh. Has a particular platform announced that they are gonna stream like post Battlestar Galactica? Annoyingly enough, it seems like the kind of show that like a Paramount Plus or something would host, and you're like, why would I ever have Paramount Plus? Sorry, not to throw Paramount. Why am I apologizing? But frick you, Paramount Plus. You haven't sponsored me. I can say whatever I like. Might be that you're a Pokemon. You go a lot. Yeah, it's fair. Especially in the morning. Yeah, getting up and like the crick of the back, like That's my Pokemon noise in the morning. Make the most strange sounds known to man and Pokemon, the questionable noises. Yeah. I don't like that Pokemon. Don't like that Pokemon at all. Pluto TV. I mean, that sounds pretty obscure. But the more obscure streaming services tend to have like really, really, really tiny subscription costs, which makes it a bit more palatable. Hi, Logic. How you doing? 15's not bad. Hope you've had a good week. You love the Battlestar Galactica board game. Is that the one where it's asymmetrical, right? It's asymmetrical gameplay where you've got crew members and then one of the crew members wakes up as a double agent partway through the game. Yeah? Yep. Yeah, I've heard really, really, really good things. Yep. Have Paramount Plus because your 3-year-old's favorite show is only on that service. I mean, what can you do at that point? To be fair though, if it's a program that you're watching all the time, it makes more sense than like a Netflix or something that you're watching every couple of weeks. More sci-fi. Yeah, fair. You like that? Just like suspicious nosy. Yeah. Friends hate it because you're queen of the lies and you can never figure out if you're like, I consider that to just be cheekiness. I'm not lying, I'm being cheeky. Last time you played for 8 hours until the sun rose, then you woke up with a pillow on your face and your friend pushing it down. So fair to say, you got under their skin. Oh, good morning, Gotcha. Is Paramount Plus what Star Trek is on, or is that something else? I'm not sure. For those who have just come in, we're working on a community canvas at the moment. The theme is, this is what I found in the woods. And we already have amazing work in progress. Lothy down the bottom right. Hell yeah. I'm not going to speculate. It's too early for all of them. I'll let everybody cook, but I'm keen. So we've got Slothy in the bottom right. We've got Callus up the top right. Is Kessa in the... Yeah, Kessa in the middle. Hell yeah. And then me definitely not doing a goblin over on the top left. Also, Pluto TV is free. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, easy. Lock it in. Freevee, unfortunately, doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. That tends to happen with a lot of the like the little streaming services. What was the other big one? I said little one, and then, you know what I mean. Yeah, the other streaming service that I'm thinking of was, it was a streaming service that bragged about the fact that they would release like little short form stream things. Stand binge? No. Quibi? Skibbity? Is it Quibi? Was bought by Amazon. These are the way these things go. You're a bit upsetty at work currently. Have this very difficult to work with colleague. Decided you're the root of all evil. So the amount of placating you have to do is close to working in a freaking mental hospital. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Social situations tend to be a little bit of a tightrope walk. Skibidi Toilet Riz Slate. Yeah, I think that is the name of the streaming service that I am thinking of. Gotta eliminate the competition, you guys. Of course. It's less to do with eliminating the competition and more to do with, from what I understand, here, let me just click Quibi streaming. Yes, Quibi was the one that I'm thinking of. Yep, Quibi was an American short-form streaming platform that generated content for viewing on mobile devices. Wikipedia, thank you. I believe the mentality is with a large company like Amazon, it's more cost efficient to absorb smaller companies that come up with unique concepts rather than R&Ding it yourself, because you could spend infinite money on R&D and not come up with anything, and that's money essentially flushed down the toilet. Not flushed down the toilet, it's money pumped into the economy, obviously, but it's money that's you've invested that's not led to results. Like the company is worse off for undertaking the effort. Alternatively, independent companies can go off and discover a thing, and then you can essentially adopt them into your company as the R&D department. You've essentially, like, after the fact been like, oh, very good research you've done, you know, all aboard. And then they pump all of their funding into the smaller company that's discovered the new thing. I suppose that's the mentality, right? So, like, that tends to be the case with some streaming services where they come up with like a streaming format, or they come up with like intellectual properties that the bigger service likes, and they, instead of developing something that may or may not lead to results, they buy the smaller company instead. You need to activate your Super Rizzler form. Yeah. It me, the Rizzler. Batman's least popular villain. Free fees there, free stuff that need an account to watch. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Not exactly. Oh, don't get me wrong. I prefaced it with this is my understanding of it. I'm not researched in the area whatsoever. It's just what I've heard of. Nice link. Hey, bud. Corporate buying a whole branch usually doesn't put money into it at first. They actually put unrealistic KPIs and then suck the branch dry. If it's not doing what they want, even if it's not something that branch wants to do in the first place, then branch is blamed for failing at things they did not want to do in the first place. Yeah. Yeah. Ideally, that's not the case. But yes, unfortunately, that's how these things tend to go. And then it leads to a bunch of layoffs. And it's super, I mean, maybe it's efficient. Maybe it makes number go up very quickly, but it seems super inefficient to me to essentially torch the golden goose. You've been to that many streams already? 56? Hell yeah. Where's the time gone? Straight down the no, it's think of it as an investment. talking about company investments at the moment. Mother company is eating you alive for the past 3 years. Yeah. American corporate at its finest, but the model is almost everywhere. Oh, that's tough. That's tough with the two. Because ideally, they recognize the golden goose for what it is, and they try and cultivate it. I've heard that, like, Apple isn't too bad in this regard. Like, they tend to just pour money into things. Same with Google. Like, they're not too bad with just, like, pouring almost infinite money into things. Hi, Cannibal. How you doing? How was your week? I hope you're doing well. Google is okay. Google has infinite money. Yeah. How am I doing today? Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm slowly but surely like finishing up the last little dregs of the move, whilst also trying to look to the future. I have plans for tomorrow. I have lofty aspirations for tomorrow. Ideally, tomorrow I finish the Tavern illustration, like I completely finish it, and then I wanna get back into rock climbing tomorrow. It'll be my first session back after the past month. I need to start reinstalling it as a habit. Just a less than sleepful night. Oh, a less sleepful night. That sucks. Sorry, bud. Hopefully it cleans up a little bit. Hate the Act 2 brain boss. You got this. Yeah, you've gotten through it before. You could do it again. Leaning on the bar, trying to look cool. You look very cool with a 19. Very, very, very cool indeed. Hi, Squid. You have great news. You animated a ball last night. Nice. You're storyboarding a bit now. Cool, 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 cool. Did all of my... I say all of my advice. Did the little bit of advice that I sent this morning, did that all make sense? Oh, there's a little seed guy. Sorry, I'm distracted. Did all the things that I wrote up, did that all click? Finally finished Persona 5 yesterday after 93 hours. Oh, congratulations. Persona 5 I need to get back to. I got up to who was the character's dungeon that I was going through at the time? Introverted girl with orange hair, the long orange hair. It's been a couple of years. Futaba, yeah. I'm in her dungeon at the moment. So I'm quite far through the game, but tale as old as time. I put the switch down. I was like, I'll come back to this, and then I never did. It's not even a case of I was bothered by any particular aspect of the game that led to me putting it down or anything like that. It just happens. Is that a do everything run? Yeah, good question. Is it was it a like 100% completion style run, or is it just like a play through the game? Because 93 hours is quite the investment. Ending was nuts. I get the impression that it would be based on like all of the like dungeon endings that I've experienced so far. Walk up towards the BC cautiously. I say, "How you doing, bud? It's been a while." 10. The Bone Collector is relatively neutral to your presence. Like, not particularly aggressive, but not particularly receptive either. Happy to just kind of share the space with you. You read through it. Honestly, it made you rethink how you had to animate things. Because you thought you had to draw everything fully, but the stick figure idea is a good one. Yeah, because that's the thing, right? Is you can get a good sense of the flow of the animated sequence with stick figures. You can be like, oh, I really like how the stick figure jumps up into the air, holds for a couple of frames, like rears back with its arms, and then comes flying down in like 3 frames. You can get the timing really satisfying. You're like, oh, I really, really like how it flows. And then put all of your time into actually rendering out like what the scene actually looks like. Because making a scene look beautiful is one thing, but the flow of the scene is the other half to the equation. You've started all Persona 3, 4, and 5, got the final arc and stopped. That's been my experience with Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, is I get to the end and then I stop. I don't know why. It wasn't Shin Megami Tensei 2 with your mustache buddy as a main book? Yep. Disappointed, had no idea the name of your literal character from Persona 5. it's been like 2-3 years since I played it last. What kind of things could you gift to the bone collector? Bones are its go-to, obviously. But you could be creative. You could try some stuff. Makes so much sense. Big art brain. Yeah, well, say big art brain. I cut my teeth on Adobe Flash. Like, that's how I got started with digital art stuff. Keyboard and mouse, Adobe Flash back in the day. So a lot of my fundamentals are from that. Still need to beat Ghost of Yotei. So many games. I've got so many games that I need to finish. I am 106%, 104%, 100 and something percent completion of Hollow Knight. I need to beat the final secret boss of Hollow Knight, and then I need to do the Pantheon Gauntlet. But other than that, I've 100% of the game. So I've completed the Hunter's Journal. I've done the Path of Pain. I've gotten all of the badges, everything. Like, I've done everything except for those things, and I need to just knuckle down and get them done. I've also started Octopath Traveler 2 finally after 2 years of not playing it. And I've been loving it so far, but I just need the time, you know. Tisk. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, your son's autistic topic of hyperfocus, lived and breathed Zelda for a while. So good, so good. A lot of people whinge about... Sorry, I'm just prattling, don't mind me. Yep. A lot of people whinge about the soundtracks for Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild because they're not as, like, iconic, quote unquote, as the other entries in the series. Like, it's no Windfall Island, or it's no Great Fairy's Fountain, or it's no, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have that same bite-sized digestibility. It's more diegetic. It's more of the environment and stuff. But I completely disagree. I think those soundtracks absolutely encapsulate the feeling of discovery and, like, wallowing in a feeling of isolation and ambient tension. It does, like, ambient feeling really well. Maybe not as listenable in isolation, but soundtracks aren't supposed to be listenable in isolation, really, honestly. You're supposed to appreciate them at their finest in the moment, you know. Any particular types of bones, like a specific animal or something else? I don't think the bone collector is too picky, to be honest. I'd say prime real estate is maybe a rib. Talking about percentages, like Trump about med prices, 200%, 400%. I would not do these things. I would not say these things. Hollow Knight has these percentages in game. I'm looking at 112% on my completion screen, and I'm rolling my eyes into the back of my head, and they're clattering around in the back of my skull. But there's nothing I can do about it. They've made up the rules. You love the soundtrack? Me too. I've got the soundtrack for Breath of the Wild on CD. I'm not gonna say. We're not retreading this ground. Use some pieces for your D&D. It's so good. It's so good specifically for that reason. Hate the games that go over 100%. I kind of get it because it had DLC, so it's accounting for 100% and then the extra mileage. But still. Cannibal, before I forget, have you been working on stuff? Sorry, I haven't touched base with you in a little while, so I'm curious. Have you been working on stuff? A cool, calm glass of water. Coming right up. Hawthorne's got you. CDs, that's still a... No, don't. I won't be triggered. I can't be tricked. I'm too clever for these things. I would never rant and rave. Doesn't make sense mathematically, and it irks you. It irks me as well, but because the game has ballooned from what it should do is every time more content is added to the game, what is considered 100% should adapt. So you should go from completing it at 100% and then the DLC comes out and then now you're at like 97% and you've got to complete the other 3. But people always whinge about that, right? They're, oh, my progress has been taken away from me. My number was big and now it is slightly smaller. So I understand why they do it. It just... ugh. Been getting into sound editing a little. Sick! That's awesome. I've messed with Foley for a little while now. Like, I do the majority of the sound effects that you hear in stream. I find the whole process to be fascinating, absolutely fascinating. In another life, I would live so many alternate lives, but in one of my many alternate lives, I would absolutely be a Foley artist. It'd be so cool. Anytime there's like a video highlighting like this Foley artist discovered this strange contraption that makes all of the spooky wibbly wobbly noises in horror movies, I'm immediately binging that video. I don't care. I don't care what I'm doing at the time. Everything gets put on pause. It's like poking Chuck to get him going about AI again. I can't help it, okay? Why are all of my opinions about things that absolutely do not matter? Don't worry about it. Unfortunately, as soon as you started getting into it, overtime struck, but you're hoping to have a little more time soon. What was that software that I mentioned? Did I mention software? I don't think I mentioned software. Whenever I'm working with Foley stuff, I just use Audacity. It's the bare bones basic stuff. I mentioned a little while ago that the software that I started on for digital like art stuff was Adobe Flash, now Adobe Animate. But that's the only piece of software that I mentioned, I believe. You can make perspective grids in Magma, can you? Oh boy. Ooh, Kessa, I'm loving the breadth of the scene. I really like it. It's got a whole. We were just talking about immersion and ambience, right? It's got a whole feeling to it. Audacity. Heard Foley. Didn't have context. No, you're all good. You're all good. What kind of sound engineering stuff, if you don't mind me asking? Just hate when people do this. Do what? I cowardly hate on. Ash the whiskey. You haven't been playing, have you? You didn't start playing it again after we spoke about it the other day, did you? I don't think we introduced little nostrils for him. I think he's cuter without. I think we do introduce a blue for shadows.
In the shadows.
Back in a minute. All good. Do what you gotta do. Angry beatboxing. that's the kind of sound work that you do, Katja? Put garbage in the forest. Of course. Wait. Just to clarify, are you implying that people just kind of walk into the forest and dump things? That's so freaking rude. Excuse me? I can understand that it sucks when you're a little bit further out from the city and you need to dispose of something like a washing machine. But just dumping in the forest is so... I don't know, it feels so callous at that point. Counting down from 60? Oh? What for? Happy New Year! Still bewildered they've got horses now. I'm still bewildered that more development time has gone into it. I'd considered it to be such a small game. The thought of it still receiving love and care is awesome. In Poland, that's a huge problem. People dump horrible things. Not so common nowadays, but it happens. Yuck. Not bad for a free-to-play, considering. Yeah, I mean, it must be somebody's just like passion project, which is heckin' cool. You're gonna do a thing? Yeah, hell yeah. Old gen approach of not caring about environment is dying. Way too slow if you like it. Yeah. Wait. Wait. Cowardly, you hadn't followed before? But thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you enjoy your stay at the tavern. For some reason, I just kind of assume... I know that we'd spoken in the past about how you had been in my stream multiple times just due to raids, but I still find that quite funny. How did you know that I was live? How does that work? Cal said 1 minute, very specific. I see. I mean, it could be Happy New Year. What's the time on the clock? Oh, it's 1 minute from 8 o'clock. Add a mark to the tavern. Hey, nice, Link. Nice. Let me guess. A dinosaur, perhaps. I would recommend maybe a dinosaur head, maybe not the full dinosaur for the mark, because it'll be a little bit difficult to see if it's the full dinosaur. But if that's the case, what kind of dino would you like? Showed up in live channels thingy? Really? Huh. I suppose it's kind of like YouTube nowadays with your recommended feed being used more often in most cases than the subscription feed. Yeah, weird. Check to see if I'd passed mustards before you started following. I'm passed in what sense? Just design one, and yeah, it's just the head. Okay, cool. Send it through, and I'll recreate it in the scratchings. You request that I give you mod powers? I do appreciate that it was a request in all caps as opposed to a demand. It's very, very good manners.
I humbly request that you give me unlimited power, please.
Also request that I give him mod powers for the chaos. I'm not currently looking for a new mod, but I appreciate the self-nomination and the And the assist as well. Very cute. Bless me with the powers of a demigod. Strike me down. And my journey to the dark side would be complete. Even you're not allowed to flex the god powers? Yeah, mod powers. Oh god. Bit of a bit of a Freudian slip there. I mean, not quite Freud. It wasn't to do with butts or something. So how's my rock climbing been coming along? It hasn't. During the house move, I haven't gone for the past month. So I anticipate that it's stagnated quite badly, but we'll get back into the swing of things. I'm anticipating going tomorrow for the first time since the move started. So I'm keen. I'm eager. Where do I want you to post it? Yeah, just shoot me a DM on Discord. Shoot the image through to me, and I'll put it through when I've got a little bit of time. When I get a little pocket. I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got a song and I know that it's all mine. Oh. Climbing boxes? Yeah, something like that. Marathon. Did I make... Oh. Does Cannibal play Marathon? Is that why? The chat badge? Oh, I didn't realize it was a Marathon badge. I did not recognize. Cannibal at least watched Marathon. I see. You played Marathon a few times? Marathon's in a weird spot. It seems like a really cool game that... How to explain? Marathon seems like one of those movies that's like a passion project of an up-and-coming director that's been given a ton of budget because the previous movie that they did was an Oscar, like an Oscar-winning movie. Does that make sense? Like, what would a good example be? Like a James Cameron who's gone like, okay, I've had previous successful movies, therefore I'm going to do an Avatar, and I don't care if people like it, I'm just going to do the thing that I want to do. Like, it feels like Marathon is that, where it's going to appeal to a really small niche market, but be really, really, really popular in that niche. But with a massive budget, I don't know, it's confusing. Hi, Quill. How you doing, bud? Not impressed? Yeah. Niche, right? Sent. Thank you, bud. Good fun. Unfortunately, your main group isn't up for the game. Yeah. No, if I'll excuse you, you shall chuck pebbles at the owl. Dodge. Great concept, wrong genre. I would agree with that. What's Marathon? It is It is an extraction shooter by Bungie, the same studio that originally made Halo, then went on to create the Destiny series, and they came out with Marathon earlier this year. The premise of the game is essentially a large spacefaring ship has crashed on a distant planet, and corporate interests that have either items on that ship or are going after items on that ship have sent out these little mechanical shells to go and raid the ship to extract things from the crash site. And you play as a consciousness that inhabits one of these shells, and you go in to extract the items. A fog? Yeah, just a little foggy guy. See, I told you, not a goblin. Avatar is so boring. Just make a documentary about whales and at least going to have... That's... I don't know. I really enjoy the visuals for Avatar. There are some really creative concepts. I kind of appreciate them as like an exercise in world building, but the storytelling is... It exists, I guess. Is that the game that went only lasted 2 weeks on PlayStation? Are you thinking of some other game? No, that's Concord. Different game. How do we know it's not like a frog goblin? I mean, he's not. Feel like you don't get to see Avatar for the story. Yeah. It feels bad because you want creative types to get creative freedom to do cool creative things, but I just don't enjoy the storytelling in the Avatar movies. I still watch them because it's a large scale world building effort, and I find that really inspiring. But the storytelling should be way better than it is. What's a writer? Yeah. That is the impression that I get. To be fair, I'm pretty sure James Cameron does actually write them. So there are so many people. It's a little bit of hubris. It's a little bit of hubris on his part. There's so many amazing writers out there. Just get a writer. Hire a writer for the job. Avatar is sci-fi Pocahontas. It's worse than that. It's gotten worse. In the sense that it was not derogatory. It was it had heavily drawn inspiration from Pocahontas, but then has heavily drawn from its own movies in subsequent sequels as well. Derivative is the word that I was looking for. 3 is almost exactly the same as 2. The third Avatar movie feels like, again, I enjoyed my time watching it, but it felt like the third movie was the second movie again, but they wanted to do things slightly differently and introduce different characters, so they just did it again and introduced the characters that they wanted to work with. Like, a lot of the plot points are exactly the same. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. Like, one for one. You for 5 seconds. Oh, is that David Dewlis? Will he be a good guy? Will he secretly be a bad guy? Oh. It's a ride to see in theaters. Doesn't stick with you. Yes, it was very much so like a roller coaster. I have a good time at the time, but it's not something that I'll sit there thinking about in terms of like the techniques used or the dialogue or the story or characters or anything. Some of the visuals will stick around for a bit, but like Transformers and explosions, yeah, it's a little bit vapid. At least with Avatar, there's a sense of the director is able to kind of just make whatever they want, and there's a joy in experiencing that. Whereas with the Transformers films, it's very much so like this is a Hasbro production, but even still. All those trips to the end, all the trips to the Titanic, all the pressure changes on the brake. The stereotypes in the latest movie were derogatory. Of course. But I mean, in terms of like the storytelling stuff, very derivative of the previous ones. Pocahontas, Last Samurai feels like the stories are repeating a lot. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's not the first movie and will not be the last movie that does just kind of copy and paste like the story of Gilgamesh or like Homer's Odyssey. Like these big story structures are repeated ages, tale as old as time, but it doesn't try and hide it at all, and it doesn't try to do anything new or exciting with the storytelling at all. If anything, spoilers for Avatar 3 please speak up, hand in the air if you mind. It's not actual spoilers. I'm just kind of alluding to the kind of stuff that happens in Avatar 3. But if you don't want me to talk about it at all, let me know. You know, Marathon, they got busted for nicking somebody's work. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. Sorry in advance for the potential flashbang. Need to bring a reference in or you'll go insane. No, you're completely fine. But yeah, the biggest issue that I had with Avatar 3, to be honest, was that the entire premise of the story, again, because it's the same moral as the previous one, is fighting in defense of the natural order of things, or like fighting to the aid of nature, basically, right? The entire journey for one of the characters is to save an animal companion. Cool, right? We've got a grasp on that particular narrative note. In the process of going out to save their animal companion, they take another animal companion of theirs into really dangerous waters, basically on a one-way trip. So, strike one. Strike two. Of two. There's no strike three. There are two strikes. Strike two is this character, I'll be vague, then treats that animal companion that they're using to go out there like Yoshi from Super Mario World, in the sense that this is an actual part of the movie. I swear this is an actual part of the movie. They're swimming along, and then a Koopa Trooper comes up from underneath and goes to eat the one of the main characters. And that main character goes, wahoo! And does a big jump in the air and like puts their little fist up in the air and everything. And they go, boo! And then their Yoshi character sinks into the hole and gets eaten by the Koopa Trooper. Like, it's exactly Mario. Hi Josh, how you doing? Are you like this little green fella? He's having a good time. Throw Yoshi down a hole every time. Exactly what happened. I swears. It's not even the one time it happens as well. It happens multiple times throughout the movie. I don't mean multiple as in two. I mean multiple like 5 times in... I shouldn't yell. It happens like 5 times throughout the course of the movie where a character is in danger and they go, wahoo! And they do a jump up in the air off of their animal companion and it gets eaten, shot, set on fire, grabbed, like tied to the ground. Every time I'm sitting there going, yeah, no, doing a Mario again. Like, I think I actually started laughing on the 3rd or 4th time that it happened. That is not cool. Agreed. It's completely hypocritical to be like, I don't care about nature. I don't know. It felt hollow. It felt incredibly hollow. Because on the one hand, it wanted to be a case of conserve nature and fight for nature and the things that we'll sacrifice in order to like keep the cycle of symbiotic life in order, whatever. And they're just like Yoshiing all over the place. They're Yoshiing all over the place in order to establish stakes. They're like, this character is in danger, but we can't have one of the main characters die, so we'll kill their animal companion. Stupid. I hated it. You give up? Your brain's broken for art tonight? You can pull back a little bit. You can give it just like... You can give it a red hot go. You don't need to necessarily knock it out of the park. Maybe there's just too many movies. Only something really original can shine through. Yeah, I don't disagree, but at the same time, I don't even need it to be necessarily original. I just need it to be good. The stab of the sail beast? Yes! The main character does it! And then just slice it. Yep. Literally stake it. Yeah, correct. It just, I don't know. It felt incredibly hypocritical. It felt hypocritical and hollow because it was like, this thing is really important, but also the main characters don't care about it at all. You good? All good. All good. Thanks for giving it a go. Yoshiying, let's submit this to be a new word. Yes, word of the year. New word sent into the Oxford. That one jarred you. You were like, what the hell? Yeah, exactly. That was me throughout the entire movie. As I said, to the point where I started cackling. Because it kept happening. It kept happening. I'm forgiving. I'm a forgiving... no, I'm not. I'm a snobby... I'm a snobby know-it-all in the front row. But I'm relatively forgiving when it comes to these things. If it happens a couple of times, I'm like, fine, whatever. Like, they're doing the action scene. Maybe it's not homogenous with the rest of the movie's themes, but what can you do? But it's the fact that it kept happening over and over and over again that just, I was chortling. Strawberry milk. Hawthorne. Strawberry milk, please. All in all, I had a really good time with the Avatar movies. Break time? Is it? Did it come up? It is. It did. You're ordering a vodka Benadryl for nobody? Oh no. You shouldn't. D&D Tavern Keeper just stares. The thing is, if I'm going into it expecting like a bit of a trashy movie, I can have a good time with it. Some of my favorite movie-going experiences have been awful films. Cats 2019, one of my favorite movie-going experiences. Craven the Hunter, one of my favorite movie-going experiences. But I suppose I expect more from David Cameron. Perhaps James Cameron. David Cameron. Who's that? I expect more from James Cameron. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's my folly. Would be so rude seeing Cats 2019 in the theaters. It was fun. I went with a friend of mine and we were giggling the entire time. We tried to be relatively conscientious of other moviegoers, but it's not high art. Sorry. You'd be rude seeing cats, just in general, just felines. Oh no. Menace. Speaking of menaces, I need to take my break. It's been an hour. I need to get up. I need to move around a little bit. I need to go fill up on water. I will see everybody soon. Okay. I recommend that if you have been sat or laid down or anything, if you have been inactive for the past hour and you can get up and move around a little bit, I recommend that you do so. You'll feel better for it, I promise. I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads in the meantime so we don't have to deal with pre-rolls for the following hour. I'll see you soon. Yabby. Hey, welcome back, Katya. Holding me to that promise. If you don't feel better, checks first. No, that's fair. I'm legally culpable. My words mean things. I should stick to that. You adored Cats 98 growing up. Still consider it cute, fun movie, but Cats 19, that's an abomination. It's like Sonic 3D before the redesign. This might be a spicy take. Welcome back, everyone. Maybe? No, 30 seconds. This might be a spicy take, but I think I would have kind of liked the... Pardon me. Ironically, I would have ironically enjoyed the Sonic movie with the original design. Cats 2019 is a terrifying design. Agreed. It was a time. It was a time to experience. Welcome back. How we doing? How'd we go? Did we get up? Did we move? Did we shift? Did we boogie? Not to be controversial, since these movies are already hated, but didn't like the character progression of Eggman in those movies. He got less funny, clever, and original, maybe more Eggman-y and less Jim Carrey. Just felt flanderized, maybe. Yeah. I felt like I was looking at a character less and less. I felt like I was just looking at Jim Carrey more and more with each of the subsequent movies. It was okay in 2. Like 2 is probably my favorite of the 3. But the third one was particularly atrocious. It was like the fourth wall breaks and the memes and the like. There's a difference between being eccentric and breaking immersion. Eggman was the only thing that you liked in the first 3D Sonic? Yeah. The third one was bad. That's my opinion. You did get up. You ate a slice of cheese and you bit your tongue. My condolences. Let's quickly have a look at the canvas. Ooh, I like the trash pile. Washing machine, tires, oil drum, clothes, quill. A tin can, perhaps. A fox. I like. Ooh. Flawless rendering, Cass. I like a lot. And then Slothy with the tree branch. Hell yes. With some fun guys. With some fun party guys. Hell yeah. Hi. My frog looks amazing. Thank you very much. Tell him thank you for me, please. Isn't every Jim Carrey movie just Jim Carrey? No, I wouldn't say so. Like, Bruce Almighty, like, kind of skirted the line where enough of the character himself kind of spoke through. As much as the Grinch is memes, I feel like the Grinch himself goes through enough of a character arc to where you can, like, feel for him, you know, and like he becomes a character unto himself. And a lot of his interactions with his dog help with like keeping him grounded within the world. Whereas in the third one, because he's bouncing off of himself, it just kind of doubles down on this character doesn't matter. And then not even to mention like his serious acting endeavors as well. Even something like a Liar Liar or an Ace Ventura, he like embodies a character who has rules to how they interact with the world, and they have like certain idiosyncratic elements to them that make them unique. Like Ace Ventura is goofy but consistently so. The lawyer from Liar Liar has everybody in the world around him going like, you are being weird and you usually don't act like this, which creates that feeling of like he's being weird, but everybody acknowledges that fact and he's usually normal. So it grounds it within the scenario. I don't know, but with Sonic 3, it's just kind of nothing matters. Just nothing matters, you know. The Grinch was Grinchy, exactly. There was a certain flavor to it. Ace Ventura was definitely a very Jim Carrey. Agreed, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know. Ace Ventura, it's difficult because a lot of the Jim Carrey-isms were introduced with Ace Ventura. So it's very difficult to separate Jim Carrey-isms from the character of Ace Ventura. The Mask, I think, is an exception to the rule in the sense that it breaks immersion, it is fourth wall breaking, blah, 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 but that's the entire point of the character. Whereas I feel like Eggman was tarnished and kind of turned into... Eggman was turned into the Mask. Does that kind of condense my thoughts into a single sentiment? The character of Dr. Eggman was turned into Jim Carrey's character from The Mask. Boom. Hi, Koyu. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy your time at the tavern. You don't think movie Shadow is 16? You liked the Keanu cast? I didn't mind the Keanu cast. Everything to do with Shadow in that movie, I think, was great. I think Eggman ruined the movie for me. Sonic grated on my nerves the entire way through as well. Sonic in Sonic 3, Sonic the Hedgehog in Sonic 3 was not a character. Sonic in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was a quip machine that didn't have any personality. Every single line out of him, regardless of the seriousness of the situation, was a one-liner. And it was irritating, to say the least. Supposed to have aged in cryo, then great class. The Mask, yep. Hi, Caillou. How you doing? How's your day been? What are you up to at the moment? I feel like I psychologically don't think his body was supposed to have, and if he was unconscious, would have put too much wear and tear on his vocal cords. Didn't they also have him speak to Maria? Just didn't sell the point. Yeah, that's fair. Your day's been alright? Just taking care of chores. What am I working on? Excellent question. I am working on an image according to a prompt. Every Friday we have a community canvas where everybody comes in and adds a little little character or little drawing or little scene to a shared canvas. And the theme for today is This Is What I Found in the Woods. So we've got Kessa has done this big scene of like an abandoned like rubbish tip in the forest. Not an actual rubbish tip, but where somebody's just come in and dumped a bunch of rubbish in the forest. Kals has come through and rendered a lovely hand here. I did see potentially like a little guy, like a little mote of a guy in the hand during the draft, but we'll see. Sloth has done this lovely little tree branch covered in fungi. And I'm doing a little frog guy up the top left. It's so fun. Yeah, it is. It's a completely open canvas, so if people want to jump in, they absolutely can. It's so cool. Yeah, I'm having fun. Speaking of fun, you having fun? You having fun today, Bookworm? How you doing? Knuckles did crack you up. Probably low-hanging fruit, but you appreciate the addition of Knuckles. He's like their Castiel. Yeah, I really enjoyed... That's what I like about the second movie a lot, actually, is the addition of Knuckles into the dynamic. Tails is fine. Tails is a relatively, like, in comedy terms, like the straight man, where Tails doesn't really say the jokes. Tails is just kind of present for them and is like an anchoring force. Knuckles feels very Drax the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy, if I were to equate something one-to-one. And Sonic felt more like a character in the second film, less so in the third, but I've made my peace with that. Frog wants uppies. Frog going to be holding something, actually, once I'm done with it. But yes, at the moment, it does look like, uppies, please. Please. Today was a national holiday, so no work. Great day. Hell yeah. Awesome. Tails was a bit bland, but at least some character. Nobody felt like a character in the third. Yeah. Yep. Shadow, I agree. Shadow was the exception, but yes, as a rule across the board, I completely agree. All of the character writing kind of flew out the window. Frog. Yeah, exactly, with the grasping of the fingers. Yes, please. Uppies for me, please. That's CPTSD. It's just like me for real. For sure, but not just that. He had a character arc to him. He started a certain way. He had experienced things that established depth. He experienced more things in the movie that challenged his worldview, and he adapted, learned and grew across the runtime of the film to the point where it was satisfying, where he was at by the end. Yeah, exactly. I don't demand that every character grow across the film, but I at least demand that they have a personality, and they have traits, they have likes, they have dislikes, they have things that make them a thing that exists. Okay, I'm just going through and adding a bunch of the light interactions between the different parts of the frog. So the blue that you can kind of see is me saying, I want there to be cold shadows in the scene, and I want the ground to be cold in particular. So all of the cold bounce light is bouncing up from underneath. I want the light above to be sort of emblematic of sunshine. So we've got some warmer tones coming up above, and then I want the different parts of the body to be bouncing off of each other as well. So we've got these highlights on the legs where light is bouncing off the tummy. Same with like under the chin, there's like a little bit of a highlight there. And then what I'm going to be doing is bring a little bit of this yellow into the cheeks under the like in the middle of the face. But yeah. I've brought some of that green into the eyeballs. We're just making sure that everything is interacting with each other so it feels like it's diegetic within itself. Appreciate some of the aspects of trauma that they were able to capture. Yeah. We're talking about the ultimate life. We are talking about it again. I can't help myself. It is a little unbelievable for him to have grown so much that quickly with that severe and ingrained pervasive his trauma and damage seem to be. But hey, they're going to fit into the runtime. That tends to be the case with movies, yeah. Unless they do time skips, they tend to accelerate the growth, which is fine. Like, it's not the end of the world. It at least communicates that the character has experienced things and is reacting to the things that they've experienced, you know? It's been 70 days since he's back about the yeah, exactly. The little the click clack board updates with the little flap that rotates over. Maybe he was just wanting to be that dark and cold and unfeeling. Wasn't completely. Plus, if he didn't physically age in cryo, he's a kid in space alien years. He's probably still neuroplastic or something. Waves hand. There's a degree of being able to wave your hand, even just given the fact that it's a movie. There's a degree of being able to forgive accelerated timelines. If you want to have a hit, you got to make it fit. That's what I'm basically saying is I demand higher quality out of my entertainment. I know it exists. I know incredibly talented people exist in the industry. Hire talented people. Give talented people enough time to execute their talent, because that's the other half of the equation, right? A lot of the times, people criticize special effects in movies and stuff when it doesn't look super convincing. It tends to be that the effects artists haven't been given enough time to get things to the quality that they want because of crunchy timelines, or directors who have no idea how special effects work, so they don't account for it. There are so many examples of directors. James Cameron, actually, Steven Spielberg as well, do a really good job of accounting for the special effects that they're going to include in their movies in the filming process itself. Whether that's they actually have LEDs on set that are flashing the actors in the way that the light source would, given the circumstances, or they have like a stand-in model so that the visual effects people have like a reference that they can work off of with the lighting and stuff. Other directors do not do these things. Teenage, you could not hand wave. Doctor Who broke. Yep. Directors here have no idea how special effects work, such as whoever directed Cats 2019. Correct. Especially hated what they did to Skimbleshanks, but Jenny was a crime. Yeah. Yep. Even Deuteronomy was terrifying. I can't specify across the board. Poor dude. Yep. You know what? You know what irks me in musicals in particular? They never hire people who sing professionally for a living. They never do it. They never, ever do it. They'll get Dame Judi Dench, who did an okay job given the circumstances. They'll get Dame Judi Dench to sit on a big platform and sing a scene that really shouldn't be sung. Love effects in old movies where they don't have computers, so they had to use tricks. Exactly. There was never that sense of, we'll fix it in post. They're like, we need to fix it right here, right now, or else it's not going to look anything like what we want it to. Modern musicals. Yeah, correct. Even with older animations where they'd bring in celebrity voice acting, there was way more focus on quality. I don't know how else to say it. Like the Disney movies that brought in celebrity voice actors, they pulled amazing performances out of their actors. The Tempera Paint Blood in Witchfinder General. I'm not familiar. How do they make musicals sound so good if the actors aren't singers? That's the thing. That's the thing. Is they don't sound good. Move the canvas to make it look like the frog is bouncing up and down. Uppies.
The cookie jar is so close. It's full of biscuits of taste and sugar.
You're so welcome. Ato Noctua. Sword and the Sorcerer had some of the most awful effects you've ever seen. Wait, it wasn't flawless across the board. What do I think about Hugh Jackman in Les Mis? Honestly, don't know he's sang and sort of famous for it, but you cannot handle that. The problem with Hugh Jackman in Les Mis was he was stupid. Oh, it was a whole thing. I highly recommend that you look into it. But Hugh Jackman in Les Mis was idiotic. He decided to sing act for every single one of his scenes, regardless of what everybody else was doing for the song. He intentionally starved and dehydrated himself to have the like shredded Wolverine look, or scenes when you couldn't even see his skin because he was wearing so many clothes. Not just that, also the director decided that instead of keeping the actors fresh and looking after their voices, they would have shoots that would go for 8 to 12 hours long, where they would sing constantly in the dehydrated and starved conditions that they were in. It was just, that whole production was stupid, absolutely dumb. Realism sucks. I hate it. Also, Roger Corman special effects. Those never changed through the eras. Just got more digital. Same with like the Jim Henson like company with puppeteering and stuff. Heckin' sick all the way through. You didn't say hi yet. Hi, Katja. Hi. I feel like this sort of miscast Gerard Butler in Phantom, to be honest. His voice wasn't that bad. Yeah. It also felt like they didn't again, another celebrity cast I just don't agree with. They needed an absolute powerhouse for the Phantom. They needed to bring in somebody who was like theatrically trained, and Gerard Butler is not theatrically trained. He has not sung on stage. The fact that Hugh Jackman can sing it all after all what he did in that voice. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's mind-boggling. He basically half kills himself by putting himself through like self fasts and like not giving himself water, going for 8 hours straight, like lifting weights between shoots. It's stupid. It's just absolutely stupid across the board. I don't understand. Like, everybody involved in that was complicit in crimes to the human body. Hi Yama, how you doing? Welcome in. Sorry, I'm yelling. I'll try not to yell too much. How you doing? How's your day been? Welcome to the Tavern. I hope you enjoy your stay. Got to work on crocheting. Not going to be able to chat much. Going to primarily like, all good, all good. Also, you have run out of fluffy yarn. You're really close to being done, but not quite. So you got to go see if you can get more. Good luck. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Hopefully you get it done without needing to get more, but if you do need to grab more, hopefully it's a speedy process. But was it worth it? It was absolutely not. They won an Oscar for it, but it's atrocious. The singing in Les Mis is awful. Listen to the... I compel you. Listen to the soundtrack of the actual stage musical for Les Mis and compare it side by side with the majority of the songs in the movie, and it's horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. Because here's the thing. I don't even need it to be as good as the stage musical. I don't need it to be that good. I don't need it to be as well performed musically. it's not even that I'm complaining about. My issue is that the singing is bad. It's not even not as good. It's just bad. It just sounds bad. There are a few exceptions to this. Amanda Seyfried, Amanda what's her face, I believe it's Seyfried, her, Eddie Redmayne, and the girl who plays the revolutionary who gets shot. Spoilers. They did an amazing job. They did a really, really, really good job. They're singing throughout, regardless of the song that they're participating in. It doesn't matter. They're all really good throughout the entire film. But I'm Javert. What's his face? Russell Crowe. Hugh Jackman. Just awful. Absolutely awful. Anne Hathaway sounds like she's being like killed for real. Yeah, no, not good. It's all good. Thank you. Of course. Welcome in. Christian Bale as Batman has entered the chat. Yeah. I hate the idealization of realism in my movies. One musical hot take is that they did Will Smith dirty by making him do Robin Williams impression. Yes, agreed. Craziest part is that during the credits, there's a version. Yeah, Friend Like Me, where he does like a Will Smith like soft rap version of it. Completely agreed. If they did that for the actual main movie, no, I completely agree. Leave Hugh Jackman alone, please. Sorry. He's good usually. It's just that this particular instance, he did a stupid. He's amazing on Broadway. Completely agree. Haven't seen this musical, but the ones you saw were great. Yep. Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway is good regardless of the circumstances. She would have been so much better if she hadn't dehydrated herself. And was like all crushed up for her scene and was trying to belt whilst like sitting down and all crushed up and crying like actively with like mucus in her. It just, the circumstances that they forced the actors to try and sing in were horrendous. Les Mis was great. The Miserables were great. Les Mis, the stage performance is incredible. Les Mis, the movie, I dislike. You can like it. Don't get me wrong. You can like it. I'm not going to like mandate that people agree with me. But in my humble opinion, it was awful. Dream to Dream by Anne Hathaway was fantastic in your honest opinion. The problem is she could have done actual permanent damage to her vocal cords with the method that they used to record that scene. I'm getting a lot of this from like video essays that I've seen about the subject, so this isn't coming from an area of expertise for me. But from what I understand, getting mucus in your vocal cords while you're belting can lead to permanent vocal cord damage. So what you're supposed to do for emotional scenes is you're supposed to pretend cry and not actually cry. Otherwise, you're at risk of actually doing like really serious damage and never being able to sing again. And because of the direction that she received from the director of the movie, she was basically forced to real emote for that scene and was essentially playing with fire. It was very silly. That movie is everything that you hate about Hollywood. You've lost hope. Saw news of the new Narnia movies and you crashed out. Yeah. Yep. No, completely agree. It's, yep. Same 50 actors in everything. Completely agree. Actually so fun that, funny that Christian Bale is known for Batman and Batman. Yeah. To be fair, Les Mis is absolutely about suffering only. You didn't know that? Yeah, yep. Les Mis is still heavily comparing to Kubrick's Shining for actors. I feel as though it could have been a lot better if they just didn't do stupid things. Seen The One by Side? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I was recognizing some of the points you were bringing up. I had my suspicions. But yes, that aside for a second, sorry, for those who have joined us mid-rant, hi, welcome in. First and foremost, I'm Mahali. I'm a fantasy illustrator. I do fantasy illustrations. Today we're doing a community canvas where everybody comes into Magma, which is a shared canvas program, and we'll do drawings to a theme. This particular theme that I've chosen for today is "This is what I found in the woods," and everybody's doing just a remarkable job. We've got a scene by Kessa where all these forest creatures are reacting to trash that they found in the woods. Kals has done the little forest spirit guy, the little seedling. Kals is working on a lovely rendered human hand holding a little forest seedling. We've got Sloth. I love it. Sloth has rendered a lovely tree branch with a bunch of little fungus and moss and stuff. With a lovely what's the word? What's the word for like background blur? Lovely forest background blur in the background. There's a term, I've learned it recently, and I want to Gaussian. Bokeh is the, yes, it's got a lovely bokeh. Gaussian blur is always also relevant. But I like who's working in the bottom left here. Hello? I'm seeing little flashes of a name. I think it's a Jade. 3, 2, 1. I summon Jade. There we go. Boom. Also, hi, Robo. How you doing? Welcome. But yeah, so for full context, this is what I found in the woods. I've got a little froggy doing uppies. Please, uppies. And now I need to make the thing that the little guy has found. Boca D's nuts. That's fair. I walked into that one. Squish the froggo. Oh, the temptation to do so. Actually, can I? I might be able to. Shift T. Squish. Glorious. Okay. So, this layer attempted to throw a foot above. No, please. No squish. Now that we've done the little froggo, time to render the thing that Froggo was holding. How are we doing? How are we doing, everyone? I sincerely apologize when I say that there won't be a stream tomorrow. There will not be a stream tomorrow. But I did say for this week that it would be like a little bit mismatched. It'll be like every second stream day or whatever. But hopefully next week we'll have no empty spots. It'll be the full stream routine across the entire week, which is exciting times. And then hopefully by next week as well, the Tavern illustration will be finished as well. Boink boink. Is that a baton or a rifle? I have left it a little bit ambiguous. My apologies. Hopefully the more detail I add, the more it'll clarify. It'll be a tantalizing mystery until then. I could totally play into it as well. Oh, what's he drawing? Is that Wait, is that a... Is that a handle? Is that a handle for a gun? Is that wait? Why is he doing some sort of sight or scope? No, it's a staff. It's a staff. Organic rifle. I feel as though there's a market there. Surely. It's a gun for druids. I cast Circle of Nature. I cast Gun. Ah! In the Great Wizard... No, not Wizard. Druidic Duels. It was an arms race to the top. Okay, I want to pick a contrasting color from Le Froche. So I'm going with a lovely pink color for a ribbon that I'm going to tie around the staff. The grassy knoll, more like the slippery lily pad. You picked up the Thorns relic specifically in case you got bees. Next encounter is bees. Frick that guy. Take this, bees! You got this. I believe in your bronze scales. Going hard into shares. Got knife trap. Yeah. Not the bees. That is the impression that I get when I face that guy in Slay the Spire 2. There's a boss in Slay the Spire 2 that fills your deck of cards with a bunch of bees whenever you attack him. And Billy's playing a character that loves to throw little knives constantly. So you fill your deck to the brim, where it's so like at least 3 hives worth of bees. So he's done a wonderful job of picking a relic that assists him against that boss. Always have super slim deck. So when you see him, you want to die. Yeah, that's the thing, right? And then I'm going to do a cheeky thing with the ribbon here where I've got it looped over the end. It's still like baggy, which adds a sense of, I don't know, like lived inness. In the same way that you'd have a metallic object and you intentionally add little scratches and dings and chips and stuff. That way it makes it feel like it's been handled by somebody for, X amount of time. It's actually something that I highly, 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 highly recommend if you want to make an item feel more real. I don't mean real as in realism. I mean real as in belonging to the world that you're depicting. I highly, highly, highly recommend adding little imperfections to either the item or the character, because it gives them a bit more of a story. It makes them feel like they've existed for 10, 20, 30 years, whatever it happens to be in the story. Hi, Pretender. How you doing, bud? Good, I'm glad. Really increased your collection. Nice, 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 nice. You're up to 180 now. I just ordered 3 more. Congrats. I've said this a few times, but I'm the anti-collector, where I try to collect the least amount of things possible. I'm always impressed by big collections, but I wouldn't be able to do it myself. I say that, but I do have a couple of collections. First collection that I started back when... How old was I? 2004? I would have been, what, 9? No. Yes? 9. I would have been 9 at the time. I started collecting enamel pins. So I've got a sizable enamel pin collection. I need to put it up somewhere now that I've moved. But I've got no idea how I'm going to go about that. So I've got that. The second thing that I have to admit to is I've got a video game collection, right? I don't think of it as a collection, but I do have a lot of games that I have played in my years. I suppose that counts as a collection, right? Surely that counts. Just don't look up Steam calculator. Oh no. My Steam collection isn't actually that large. I can quickly check. Library, how many games do I have? Is there a way that I can check with just like a big number? Profile game. I have 100 games. Oh no, it sounds like I'm bragging. No, denial. I'm not bragging about 100 games. I was just seeing how many games I've got in my Steam library. Hi, Denial. How you doing? How'd you go? Detroit Become Human. Oh, that's a game that I haven't seen in a very long time. How you doing? How'd you go? Welcome in. Here, let me give you the full proper reception. Hi, welcome in. Hope you had a good stream. I hope you became human. How far through the game are you? Is this, sorry, 20 questions, but is this your first time playing? I haven't played the game myself, but I've watched a full playthrough. So it's kind of the same thing. It's not at all, but just got it yesterday. Hell yeah, awesome. Doing pretty good. Just started Detroit Become Human, enjoying it so far. Hey, nice. I've heard that it's quite thought-provoking, so I wish you well on your journey. But yeah, thank you for raiding in. I appreciate it. First and foremost, before I say anything about myself, if you've got a raid and run to look after yourself, food, water, decompress, sleep, whatever it happens to be, I insist that you do so. Looking after yourself comes first and foremost. If you want to hang out for a bit, happy to have you. Second of all, welcome in everyone. I'm Mahali. I'm a fantasy illustrator. I do landscapes, portraits, creature design, character art, but everything under the sun. If you like fantasy stuff, you might like it here. welcome in. Today, in particular, we're working on a community canvas. We're working on a community canvas. Basically, what this means is we open up a big stretch of canvas and we say, okay, everybody can jump in and add whatever they want within reason to a particular theme. So the theme for today is "This is what I found in the woods," and everybody's kind of been toiling away at their little interpretations of the prompt. It's been heckin' fun. W-rate indeed. Like how the mark is red. Yeah. For the first silent Shiv deck, the camera. Sleep gotta happen. 11 p.m. yet? Yeah. Go. Look after yourself first and foremost. Hi C, thank you for the follow. Sorry, I missed it before. Welcome to the Tavern. I hope you enjoy your stay. That's cool. It's fun. It's very, very, very fun. I'll just quickly introduce everybody's stuff. Kessa has done this lovely little scene in a forest where a bunch of trash has been dumped. So the trash has been the thing that was discovered in the forest. Kals has done a little spirit seedling, which is so cute. Her child has done this nature spirit. I'm sorry. I love the colors. Sloth has done this lovely rendered tree branch with a bunch of fungus and moss on it, with bokeh in the background, which is that lens blur. Kay is starting on something here. We won't interpret from now. We'll let her cook. And then Jade is working. Oh God. Jade is doing nightmares. Jade is doing nightmares in the bottom left-hand corner of the canvas. We're having a good time. Jade is so nice, ain't it just? I mean, speaking of poppy colours. Drawing garbage is surprisingly fun. Ain't it just? How's everybody able to do this? What program is it? It's called Magma. If you jump into the Discord denial in the Stream Live channel, there's a link. If you click on that link, you just get access. You can jump in. You can do whatever you want. Within reason, again. Try to stick to the prompt if you can, but I won't force you to. If you've got another song in your heart that you want to draw, by all means. And yeah, I'm doing a little froggy guy who's found a stick. Also, fun to make it look like the little froggy guy is doing uppies. Like,
Please.
Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the top of the tree canopies, swinging around because they're birds or something. If you go for shifts, double power, play for raising shift damage is sick. Shivs are oftentimes the connective tissue, but you kind of need a method of scaling to complement them, whether that's an increase in damage of shivs, or whether that's the one that throws out all of the shivs that you've used up until that point, or you've got Envenom that adds poison to all the shivs. You need some way of like increasing the damage that the shivs do, or else you get kind of outscaled by things in the second and third act. Little Mermaid stream when? Every stream is a Little Mermaid stream. Father, I wish for freedom. Let me spread my wings. No, don't. Yeah, well, I invited it. It like I actively. Could you imagine? Actually, could you imagine back in the day if Disney was trying to do its realism push back then? It's like, well, the Little Mermaid, it all takes place underwater, so we'll have all of the dialogue be blah, 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 compressed air bubbles. Or mimic impersonating a stump. That's not a mimic impersonating us. That's a well. That's a well. Well. Little, little froggy guy with a stick. This little guy. He's the little guy with a stick. A clip for later. Thank you. A gift. Running out of woods to draw before you need to decide what to find. No. It's the J.J. Abrams approach to illustration. You introduce a bunch of mystery boxes, but you don't open any of them. I'm throwing everybody under the bus today. J.J. Abrams, Sonic the Hedgehog, Cats 2019. Everyone. Les Mis, Hugh Jackman specifically. I'm a monster. I'm gonna head off to rest. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Thanks, Denial. Thanks for... First of all, thank you for raiding in. Thanks for chatting for a little bit, and I hope the rest of your day goes well. Rest up, bud. Just checked out your Insta, Kaus. Yeah, Kaus is amazing. Her gift with pencil. Why can't... Okay, I was thinking, what's the other... Because it's not lead. It's not lead. It's the other one. It's not lead pencil. It's graphite. Graphite. Her gift with graphite is insane. Never get a job in Hollywood now. I know, I'm burning all of my bridges. All hail the stick. I bring a message from on high. A stick of chosen legend has descended into the brush, and I, the chosen wielder, speak for the woods. Molly, what's up? Did I hear about the biggest charity stream from Poland against cancer? No, what happened? I assume it's as you've said. There was a charity stream from Poland that was the biggest ever. That's so cool. Stream exploded. They gathered over 78 million USD. Excuse me, what? That's sick. That's awesome. They started with a goal of 2,100. That's so cool. That's super cool. That's super cool. Was it under a particular banner? Was it like this group or something, or was it just a bunch of streamers came together and did a thing? Share the video from Moist Critical. Yeah. Send it through. Never been prouder of being Polish. No, that's heckin' cool. That's awesome. Because you usually hear about like larger events, like a GDQ or like a Shave for a Cure, that sort of thing, where it's like a larger event has led to blah. But if this was just a bunch of streamers coming together and doing charity work, that's heckin' cool. Yeah, sorry, preferably not in the Twitch chat on the Discord. Scammers are getting good. Just got a mail about a fine you haven't paid. I was about to get pricier, except you haven't drove in ages, never got fined. The mail looks efficient all, except for the actual sending address. Yeah, well, I mean, that's one of the absolutely terrifying things about AI as well, is that it's so quick and easy to come up with really convincing scams with an M. Hi, Kelta. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Tavern. How you doing? How's your day been? It was one streamer and one rapper. They created a diss track on cancer with a kiddo who had cancer. That's awesome. That's so cool. What? AI is kind of a tool made for scammers. Yeah. Same with like blockchain technology. It's like, yeah, you can make arguments about how useful it could be for society as a whole, but all I'm seeing is a bunch of scammers using it, so... Ooh, doesn't look great, does it? Celebrities started joining companies. Lots of female polished celebs shaved their heads, males too, of course. At the end of the stream, they reached the 78 million to mainstream rappers, squashed 17-year beef between them. That's sick. That's awesome. Just gonna lurk and head off the bed. It's bedtime for you too. Yeah, please, 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 Kelta. If you gotta go to bed, absolutely no stress. One, thank you for the follow, and two, thank you for the lurk. Sleep well, bud. Lovely to meet you. We'll chat later, okay? We'll some other time. But yeah, no, that's sick. That's awesome. It's always nice to see people unifying over things that we can all agree are the worst. Like, regardless of anything, nobody is sitting there like going, oh, well, I mean, cancer has it a little bit rough. You know, there's no umming and ahhing about it. It's a universal, let's just all get behind this. It's wonderful to see. Celebs were hanging out at neighbors of this dude because his apartment was like 50 square meters, so they couldn't fit. It was crazy. Wait, they were locally that's awesome. So they were going out to the location. That's sick. Also, the president was trying to join. Don't really like him mainstream, so they turned him down, which is hilarious. That's fantastic. Hi, do you guys need anything? Food, water? No, we're good, actually. We're good. We're good. We're good. Thanks, bye. It's the classic meme of the nosy neighbor trying to like peer their head in through the door. And they're like, nope, shut the door. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Last biggest charity stream was Mr. Beast. 12 million gathered. Oh, absolutely dwarfed. Frick cancer? Yeah, agreed. Small Polish TikToker basically destroyed it. Well, that's the wonderful thing about like an organic movement is it kind of ignores what the expectation is and just kind of goes for the stars. Is a beautiful thing. It shoots for the moon. Whole country helped out. They're displaying QR codes in subways and billboards. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Made you cry? Yeah. Well, that's the thing is people sometimes forget. Sorry. I was flashbanged by Eiffel 65 for a second. People sometimes forget that, like, country is a form of community as well. I feel as though there should be more opportunities to, like, get together as just, like, a big community like that and get behind something. No, that's super beautiful. That's awesome. People sometimes forget. Yeah, true. Forget. Thankfully you're using ping, so you know it wasn't you. Wasn't me. have this joke in Poland that if you've got a common enemy, you're going to come together. Moment enemy is gone, going to bite each other in the throats. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit of human nature, unfortunately. But here's the thing. I feel as though there are so many things that everybody, for some reason, goes 50-50 down the middle on. I feel like we could all just go like, this is good or this is bad. Yeah, I won't get into it. But like, I don't know. It feels like there should be plenty that we can common enemy about. Whatever. Grumble, grumble. Always do some small things. It's almost pixel. I'm just a little guy, so it makes sense to just do a little thing. Ooh. Well done, Jade, for discovering a thing in the forest. I like. Ooh. Oh no, okay. I wouldn't want to find that in the forest at all. Oh, hey, look at that. A fun little well that we've found. Wait, no, run! Bookworm. Thank you for the tier 1. Thank you. Never expected, but always appreciated. Thank you. I appreciate it, bud. You'll find, Bookworm, that there's a little key next to your name now. If you take that key upstairs in the tavern to the second floor, you'll find an infinite, like a row of infinite doors in a hallway. Try the little key in locks along that hall. You'll find a door that accepts the key. I promise you, okay? You'll find a door that accepts it, and that's your room for your time here in the tavern. You guys are so talented. I know, everybody's super talented. Who's that cute little fox? Is Kessa's little guy. Hi Shampoo, how you doing? Morning. Ads in 1 minute. Thank you, Tavern. Oh wait, not 1 minute. Friendly reminder for my little run ads. Oh, 1 minute, okay? 1 minute, Tavern. I promise. After 1 minute, I'll run my ads and stuff. Okay? Pinky swears. Pinky swears. Pinky swears. Pinky swears. How you doing, Shampoo? How'd you sleep? So I'm doing the highlights and lowlights on the ribbon now, as you can probably see. I'll go through and do like the specular highlights and stuff on the staff as well. But that can wait until I get back. Finally went through a trash bag. You liberated from your trash can because you thought you threw away the remote for your light. It was in there in a chippy bag towards the top. Now you can take your mid-morning nap in peace. Wait, what? So the remote for your lights, was it? Oh, that's awful. Were they weren't switched on all this time, were they? Nice way of finding it, to be honest. Yeah, I lost not sponsored. I lost a Raycon earbud, like one of the wireless ones. I lost a single one, I believe, in a trash bag. This would have been like 8 years ago or something. It's not bad. I've gotten over it, is basically what I'm saying. I believe I threw it out. So I had for the longest time a single earbud. It was tragic, absolute tragedy, because that just doesn't happen with wired earbuds. Like you don't snip off one of your earbuds and go, oh, okay, just have the one. I suppose it can happen when one of them stops working, but that doesn't tend to happen. It tends to be a paired fault. Okay. I'm going to pause for a second. It's been an hour, so I'm going to get up and move around a little bit, do my stretches, fill up on water. I recommend that you do the same thing if you've been sat or laid down, unmoving, catatonic for the past hour. I recommend getting up, moving around a little bit. You'll feel better for it. I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads in the meantime so that we don't have to deal with pre-rolls for the following hour. I'll see you soon. Happy. A bit early, don't tell nobody. Why Froggy got a mustache? Had no lights since Tuesday. Hey, your room is organized now. You found your Perrier tweezers in your silicone mold stuff, and your crochet hook with your resin stuff, extra blank shirts. I mean, it's always an excellent boon. Yeah, no, I experienced that recently as well with the moving process. Is I found a ton of things, and I gave away a lot of things. Giving earplugs a vasectomy. Yeah, there's apparently. You're off to the ring. Bye-bye. Bye, Sloth. Look after yourself, bud. Good luck. Have fun. Finally, time in the pit. To the pit with you. Welcome back, everyone. Did we get up? Did we stretch? Sloth, if you didn't hear me before, because of ads, enjoy the ring. Have fun. Good luck. Of course not. No ADHD. You suffer from chronic migraine, so no lights is fine. Yeah, fair. Fair. Let's quickly have a squiz around the canvas. Calcifer's Mini. It's a watermelon. It's a watermelon. Thank you. Thank you for the caption, Kels. I appreciate it. 7 days to the tavern. Oh, well, she's on her way to the tavern. That's the doy. That's why. Run far away from the woods. Straight from the woods into the pit. But the remote also controls your ceiling fan. Oh! Kess is checking out the quest. Hell yeah. Okay, so Kessa, you walk over to where the quest was pinned to the wall with the dagger. You take the parchment and you read. The word thief is wanting a fungus from the Duskwood Hollows. Hey, okay, sure. Choose at least one challenge. Style, rough sketch. Technique, color only. Or detail, make the lighting come from below. Okay. Okay. Does this sound appealing, Kessa? And if so, which of the 3 challenges would you like to take up? On theme with the fungus. I know. What are the chances? I could actually crunch the numbers. That does sound like something your ADHD ass would do, to be honest. It's tough. A criminal. We're doing quests for crime syndicates. Yeah. We don't turn down criminals, apparently. I'm not in charge of the system. I just work here, I say, whilst in charge of the system. If we did, you'd have to leave, and that would be sad. Apologies. You accept, you take style, but who's the word thief? The word thief, I believe, is a strange figure in the tavern who occasionally steals some of the tomes, like spell scrolls and books and that sort of thing. Specifically those, nothing else, like coin, furniture, alcohol, anything like that, completely ignored, only books. But yeah, you announce style, so the rough sketch, I'm keen. The quill springs to life, scrolls your name at the bottom of the contract, and seals the deal. Good luck. I'm keen to see. The enemy of Between the Lions. Between the Lions? I'm not familiar. Thought it was the guy that stands in shadows and makes you forget the word you want to say. Yes, my arch nemesis. Some kleptomania. Yeah, apparently so. Loving it, Jade. That's awesome. Heckin' sick. Ascension 8 complete. Time to rest. Well done. Well done. Between the Lines is a kind of educational show based on the lion statues of the New York Public Library that teaches kids how to read. Oh. Is that like a local to the US thing? Why, oh why? am I not? Ah, that would be why. Probably it was on PBS. Yeah, okay, fair. I'm not familiar with that program. We did have like the Teletubbies and Brum. We had Brum, Teletubbies, Bananas in Pajamas. I don't know. These are all the pillars. Thomas the Tank Engine was huge. Still is. Absolute celebrity, that guy is. The Koala Brothers. True. Blinky Bill is another one, at least from my childhood. It was from like 2000 to 2010. Yeah, no, not familiar. Must be like local. Bottle Top Bill and his best friend Corky. That I haven't heard of. Love Thomas the Tank Engine. Had the biggest crush on Henry. Fair. I think the majority of my Thomas consumption. It's a terrible way of putting it, but I think a majority of my Thomas appreciation, we'll go with that, was back before like I had proper formative memories. So I can't remember like actual episodes. I just kind of remember sentiments, I guess, of distress mostly. There are a lot of really messed up episodes of Thomas the Tank Engine. I saw that flash for a second. No. I took it back. It's under a takesies backsies clause. I can control Z whenever I like. Never watched it. So you're in the group that is scared of them. Really? The trains? Yeah, I can see that. There's a bit of like uncanny valley to them in the sense that they've got like pretty realistic, tangible human faces on the front of the trains. You're scared of the airplane show? There's an airplane show? What? Because I know that there's a Planes movie by Pixar. Consult senior Google on JJ the Jet Plane. Yeah, all right. Dear Google. Dear Google. JJ the Plane. The jet plane. Oh, I've seen images of this. I've seen images of this. I've seen images of this and I fear. I've seen images of this and I fear. Yep. Yeah, just like a solid nope to this. This isn't even, because at least with Thomas, there was like a degree of separation between human features and train. Why are there so like such defined lips and eyelids, and there's a lot of like color variation in their face and stuff? At least with the trains, they were all like these, they're almost like statuesque with how grey they were. Stuck on the tracks, you know, you can't. You can run away. Exactly. These planes are airborne and mobile. JJ flies into geese and breaks his nose. Planes shouldn't do that. Yeah. If anything, it's the geese that get the bop on the schnoz. Imagine the circling over your head. Yeah, exactly. Solid move on that one. Rather have nuke jets over your head than this. Because at least the jets aren't sentient, you know? No, I completely agree. Okay. Then we... Da kann sie Arm hier. We can do a little bit of a background. How quickly can we do a background? How much time do we have? We've got time. We've got time. Time is a thing we have. Haunts you in your nightmares when they're on the land. Do you think that's the most of them are? That's why most of them are underwater. Fair. At least a nuke is a quick death. JJ likes to play with his food. You can tell, incredibly so. Well, it's the fear of the unknown, right? Probably doesn't have teeth either. Again, fear of the unknown. Does that plane have teeth? Is a question that I don't want to have to ask myself. They do have teeth. Take it back. Not to sound ungrateful, but if I were to open a Christmas present, Christmas morning, open up the wrapper, I'm expecting a Nintendo 64. Like, open the, and it's JJ the plate. No, straight into the incinerator. Remember something and you half want to share it with me? I don't want to destroy my mental. Thank you for your consideration. Friends who are traumatized together stay together. Yeah, exactly. We're all survivors of this attack. Okay. Quick background. Speaking of children's show, need more sessions of The Deep? The Deep? I'm presuming something about the ocean? Perhaps about like deep sea ocean creatures? The Deep is a fire title. BRB, gonna start your novel? There's a line from a Hearthstone a Hearthstone expansion. There's a character called why can't I think of him? There's an antagonist who's a mummy in the ancient Egyptian sense, who, as part of spoilers for a Hearthstone expansion that's like 10 years old, Rafam, his name is Rafam. As part of your encounter with him, when you duel against him, he actually takes your deck and plays it against you, and you get like a dud deck. And his exact piece of dialogue is, "Oh, what a wonderful deck! I think I will take it," and like steals it from you, all part of like the actual opening animation for the fight. And I have that one dialogue delivery in my head permanently until the end of time. So whenever I think of any sort of thievery or like source of inspiration or something, I've got just this little line of, "I think I will take it." And it's so good. It's so applicable to every situation. Not recommending that you steal things. Should probably put that out there. An Australian cartoon about the Nectons family, a marine biologist family, and their fancy big sub exploring the ocean, trying to find their lost family history. Ooh, should tell that to the way that, yeah, Drew, actually. That sounds fun. That's not what I anticipated from like informative, educational, like ocean TV, anything. That's really cool. Do they find stuff? Hi, Einstein. How you doing? What a cozy place. Yeah, welcome in. How you doing? We're just working on a community canvas at the moment, Einstein. If you want to quickly jump in, we've got time. There's another like, what's the time now? We've got time. There's at least 20 minutes left of stream. So if you wanted to jump in and add something to the canvas, you absolutely can. What are we writing? Peter? Petey? Yeah, no, actually, I was going to say, now that I think about it does look like a Petey. How you doing there, Aishan? How's your day been? You'll be skipping this time? Thank you for the chat. No, of course. Only ever an invitation, never an expectation. The theme is, this is what I found in the woods. Who did the decorations for the words? Nobody ever signs their work for it, so I never know. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun. We've got the dump in the forest by Kessa. Kals has done this little forest seedling with a lovely little face. Kessa's mini-me has Kals's mini-me has done a lovely watermelon. Sloth didn't sign her work. Anyway, Sloth did a lovely rendered tree branch with a bunch of fungus and algae, like not algae, that's the ocean stuff, moss on it. Kay has done somebody just lost in a well looking for directions, definitely not a demon. And Jade is working on Petey. What a cute little guy. Family has a power that controls the Kraken. They find a giant colossal clam and a megalodon, and your favorite character is a member of the family, a small tropical fish named Jeffrey. He's his own mechanical suit. Excuse me, what? This is sounding more and more like the Wild Thornberries. Petey, I know. What a cutie. The Deep is amazing. The kids in you love it. Really? This is just the thing that I haven't heard of. Because I think there's a movie called The Deep, which was like a sci-fi ocean horror movie well back in the day. Peter giving Friday energy, not gonna lie. Oh god, the motion blur, I gotta be sick. Cal Snow's born. The movie is scary. The movie is scary. There's a movie? Oh, right. You're at it. Yeah, okay. So there's a reaction to Petey. Yeah, okay. I'm appreciating it. Tika with absolute class. How you doing, bud? Welcome in. Happy Friday. But yes, Petey turning up to the club like, yo, it's Friday. Time to party. Critical Friday, it seems. Yeah, apparently so. Critical Role streams on a Friday as well. It's all coming together. Da, 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 da. Ooh, Ice Shine, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the tavern. Hope you enjoy your stay. Who's this little pal? Such a friend. He's just a little guy. A guy who found a stick. Because the theme for today is "This is what I found in the woods" as a quote. So I made a little guy who found a stick. The first step of becoming a wizard. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to make him feel pressured to take up the staff, so to speak. But yeah, I reckon he's got potential. Who could ignore such a legendary stuff? Right? Has very, this is a cool stick that I found, and has like, it could be a wand, it could be a walking stick, it could be a gun, it could be, you know, stick. They have these underwater mechanical suits like in Subnautica. Jeffrey gets himself a land suit so he can move on land. He gets a jorange, a fish backpack. Oh, heck yeah. Is this animated? This sounds like it should be animated. Who has a budget for that, for that sort of CGI? The familiar that brings the tiny witch's staff when she drops it due to too long sleeves. Glorious.
Thank you, my familiar.
Add some bristles. Could be a brilliant flying broom to true. What layer are we on? There we are.
Unlimited stick potential. So many things it could be. Mysteries untold, truths to behold. A stick of legend. Hark.
I'm looking for an excuse to hark. Surely everybody has that that urge, right? Surely it's not just me. Surely everybody else has a hark urge. It's a kid's cartoon. Yeah, okay. You do love a good stick? No, it's for chewing on, especially. Oh. What to do? Background. Gotta find this little guy pinata. True. many moons I've trained in the art of hitting thing with stick. All for this moment. My senses may be sealed from my access, but that does not dull this blade. Sharp. Ready to strike! I missed. Birch is good for your teeth as well. Is it? Because I've heard that grass is bad for your enamel, right? Like grass in particular is poor for your teeth. Are there types of wood that are actually good? Pinatas are so cathartic. Therapists should carry pinatas. The silica, yeah, the silica from it. Yep. Cinnamon is just bark. Is it? Today I learned. You know a guy on YouTube making ice cream and all out of the with the guy who does he's made like yes, he made like an apple wood cider ice cream and like tart and so yeah, I know the exact one that you're talking about. And the outcome is usually it tastes pretty nice. It tastes like wood. Glorious. Yes, no, I know exactly who you're talking about. Grass causes cavities. Yes, because it wears away at the exterior protection of your teeth. The wood ice cream guys. Yeah. How many? It's been a few weeks. I mean, since I went away for a bit, right? Since it was mentioned last. Particularly enjoy eating the sticks after ice cream. I did. I no longer have ice cream on stick, but I did have a habit of putting the stick along the length of my row of molars, and I would put like an impression, like almost like a dentist mold for like a mouth guard or something, into the wood of the ice cream stick. Terrible, probably terrible for your teeth, but I do it every time without fail. When friends were visiting, one was explaining to another, and that's how you can tell a whole friend group is autistic. And you just emerge out of nowhere, brandishing your new stick, going stick, and it's just case in point. Yeah. I mean, hey, would honestly anyone turn down a cool stick? Really? Let's be honest with ourselves for a moment. All spices come from the bark or root of a plant, and herbs come from leaves or flowers. Really? That's the general rule, right? Obviously, there are exceptions like salt. Kind of a spice, kind of not, blah, blah, whatever. But yeah, okay, cool. I'm learning so much today. The cheap cinnamon is the outer bark, by the way. Really? What's expensive cinnamon then? Like more inner bark? All cinnamon is bark? Well, I can kind of see it now because like the cinnamon sticks, right? Is just like curled up section of bark. I can see the visual. You can extract xylitol from birch sap used on tooth-friendly chewing gum in Finland because the tooth trolls can't eat it, so it supposedly stops the acid attack. Hapahodakis after a meal. Yeah, okay. You did that too. No popsicle stick was safe. Never safe. Absolutely not. Oh God, it's him again. Cinnamon sticks are just rolled up pieces of bark. Yeah, yep. Salt is a mineral. Salt is a mineral, but it's often used in tandem with like spices. Now you want to draw trees that you would eat? Hey, it's available. No pressure, but if the desire exists, there is real estate. your physical therapist assigned you Kepjumpa stick exercises. So, of course, you had to get a dedicated stick for it. Painting it to look like birds. It's a broom handle. That's fantastic. Yes. Tell you a willow tree or a cherry blossom tree don't look tasty, or chestnut tree flowers. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Even something like a palm tree has like a degree of deliciousness to it, I'm sure. Trees thought they only had to fear bird bugs and beavers. The most dangerous creature of all. Humans. This is why we're not allowed nice things. Beaver. Here's water beaver. That will not stand. Oh? Is there a distinction? Gonna tell the trees so they can start evacuating. Are we all beavers? Always have been. Always have been. Always been the case. Beavers have natural instinct to stop flowing water. Like in general, or is it just for their habitat? Quick question, by the way, completely out of nowhere. How do we feel about the quote prompt? Was the quote prompt fun? More of these kinds of canvas prompts in the future? I feel as though we should broaden our horizons a little bit, given that we've done quite a few of the just like noun. Yes, fun, good. Jade, I love him. Petey. Petey's on the prowl. Beavers at the urinals are a nightmare. Oh no. Egg. Yeah, egg was fun. Yes, correct. But there are only so many times that you can do egg as a prompt. I mean, unless. Next prompt confirmed egg. In general, it's actually crazy. Their instinct is full on build dams on any flowing water. Of course, it's their habitat, but sometimes they choose very unsafe spots just because they're like, water shall not flow. That's really funny. I mean, that's also like it's a terrifying thought. The thought of seeing flowing water distressing a little guy is both cute and heartbreaking. Are community canvases each stream? No, not every stream. Community canvases are on Fridays. So it's been a little bit of mincemeat for the past month or so because I've been moving house, and then this month it's the first. In the middle of this month, I'm going away for my brother's wedding for a little bit, but after that we should have smooth sailing. So I'll describe what the smooth sailing looks like, and then just kind of. Unfortunately, the immediate future is going to be a little bit messy in comparison. So smooth sailing, this is how it's supposed to function. On Mondays and Wednesdays, it's just art stuff generally. So I'll establish like a little bit of a project, either like working on new emotes or a scene, like a new landscape or something, like one of my like an artwork like this, on like the Mondays and Wednesdays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, they are going to be dedicated to studies specifically. So looking to improve our collective artwork by engaging in exercises and studies from references and that sort of thing in order to improve our skill level. Fridays are community canvases like this one. And then Saturdays, I terrify myself by playing Subnautica. They look amazing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not just me. Not just... We have some incredible talent here. Their teeth are orange because they're made of iron. Excuse me, what? Their dams are usually refrigerators. What? Beaver seeing flowing water. You shall not I mean, yeah, literally. If you haven't noticed, you love beavers. Gonna join EA for Subnautica 2. Probably not immediately. Like, I'd want to complete Subnautica 1, then do some other stuff, and then maybe come back to a Subnautica 2 afterwards. Definitely not right off the back. Need to give everybody a little bit of a break from ocean exploration. Not fully iron, have fluorite enamel on our teeth. They have iron enamel, hence why they can just bite through wood. That's sick. That's awesome. At least in the second one, you can have friends. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that because we were talking the other day about how Subnautica has a multiplayer mod, right? Like a modification. But it's native to Subnautica 2. You can just play with other people. Why brush small? Oh, probably had the alt menu open or something. You're full of fun facts. ADHD is the best. Well, I've been deep diving into like little pockets of YouTube over the past month during the move. I have zero interest in the sport of baseball. I've never been interested. The closest to interested I've ever been is the movie Moneyball. But even then, it's kind of the circumstances around the sport that I find to be way more interesting than the actual sport itself. They don't even explore the sport itself that much during the movie. But yeah, like I've never really been interested in baseball. I have been on a baseball kick for the past couple of weeks. I can't explain why. It's not even about the sport itself. It's more like things surrounding the sport, like controversies with players and skills that they've developed and like a history of like batting forms and all the weird stuff surrounding it. The sport itself, don't care. Can you ask a bit more about how the study streams work? Of course. At the moment, it's just a case of me finding a reference image that I want to work off of, either a photo that's on like a free photo distribution site, where the photographer has been like, hey, I've got this photo here, have it for free. So I take photos like that of landscapes and scenes and that sort of thing. And then I break down the scene. So quickly bring up the one that I was working on last time. This one. It's going to be a little bit funky because my my screen's a bit skewed at the moment. But this scene, like breaking down a scene in terms of the perspective, like what are the key things to look for? What are sort of anchor points in the image? What's the focal point? What kind of colors are we working with? Kind of breaking it down like that. I post the image that I'm working off of in the Discord so people can like use the exact same image that I'm working on, and I just sort of talk through my process as I'm working on it. It's still very early days with the study streams, so I'm looking to evolve a little bit on the format. So I'm not locked into a particular way of going about it yet. So if you've got any feedback as to how you'd enjoy a study stream, I'm all ears. Baseball, I know. Back to beavers, sometimes their dam is a refrigerator because they use the flowing water to cool their food stores. That's sick. That's awesome. That's ingenious. Yeah, no, because, yeah. I mean, the resource is right there. It's fantastic that they've utilized it. Pardon me. Know that beavers are the second largest living rodent after capybaras? Makes sense, yeah. Like to explore Brad Pitt, if you know what I... Ugh, just go kiss him already. But yes, at risk of coming across as sappy or sentimental or any descriptor that you want to use, my secret plan that my secret plan, just between us, okay? Like, thank goodness this is a closed stream. Just nobody random can join. It's just trusted friends, right? My secret plan for the tavern is to trick people into enjoying art and having a good time, like improving at art and just like spending time arting, world building, socializing, and just having a good time. So if I can get the study streams to be engaging and interesting and fun and interactive, and people can find it as like a good excuse to like study alongside other people, that would be really cool. But I haven't figured out how to trick people into like eating their eating their veggies yet. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Working on it. Something in the and resume. Oh, that was weird. Kind of blacked out for a second there. The only study stream you saw was a bit interactive, where viewers could have joined on a canvas and work on the study together and see where they can improve, but you found that to be a bit bittersweet due to the pointing more bads and goods in art. Yeah, that's what I tend to find, is that it can be a little bit like easy to find the things that are not quite correct. That's a good point, though. We could potentially try a shared canvas scenario, like similar to the community canvases for studies. We could give that a go potentially. The one downside, though, that you've identified is that encourages comparison between people. At least with open canvases like this, we're not comparing at all. Everybody's just kind of having fun making a little thing. Whereas when self-improvement is the focus, a shared space inherently encourages comparison, which I think could be quite negative. Something to think about. But don't tell anyone. It's a secret. No, Katja, don't tell your mum. Very successful. We'll see how we go. The Mahali agenda is being forced down our throats, and I'm here for it. Secrets. I like secrets. We must keep them secret. We must keep them safe. Mahali is trying to get me to enjoy my hobby. Maybe passing the whiskey. Cowardly. That's a good point. I've heard from other people that video gaming under the influence of different like consumables does lead to a boost in self-confidence and a feeling of outperforming your usual. So maybe that is the case. Maybe we should all be drunk and drawing art stuff. You personally enjoy art, but you tend to trigger a carpal tunnel and mess up your hand. Yeah. Well, that's kind of something that you have to integrate into the process, is like engaging with it in a way that's healthy for you. Whether that's a case of regular breaks, or perhaps using a medium that's a little bit more gentle with your hands. So maybe something a little looser rather than tight. So something like a watercolor, or like figure drawing with charcoal, or something that encourages loose technique as opposed to like getting really tense with your hand. And then obviously technique is going to be part of it as well, like making sure that you don't get too intense with your grip on your pencil. In all seriousness, Mahali's brainwashing to accept and learn that art is a process works wonders. That's the goal, is to trick everybody. Comparison is sometimes very inhibitory, to say so. Yeah. Especially when you're just starting with that. 100%. The thing that I've noticed in myself is I'm constantly comparing myself to like the Mount Rushmore of art and going, I'm not as good as the best people in the world. It's like, yeah, Dodoy, of course you're not. But it destroys my self-confidence in the process. So no, I completely agree. Different strokes for different folks. Super competitive, and it works like a motivation when you feel like you got to match someone else's level. Be a really big gamble. Yeah. I think I want to find a format that works for the lowest common denominator. So like if a shared canvas works for some but kind of kicks out less competitive people, I don't think I'm happy with that. I don't think I'm happy with that method. After carpool karaoke, you're excited to see what James Corden would come up with. The next Carpool Tunnel was a sequel. Oh no. Oh dearie dear. A wonderful play on word sounds that glorious. Most of your art is physical medium. You should be sober during it. Shouldn't drink and sew. Operating heavy machinery under the influence is frowned upon in most countries. Most countries. That's the trick. You need to find neutral waters. International waters. Sail out. Party away. Absolutely do not. Yes, I did for a second say, actually, you know what? I should discourage sailing out to international waters to do crimes. It's true though. I stand by it. It's tough, but I kind of have to say it. I'm gonna have to say it. Doing crimes? Not good. Bad, in fact, even. Strong language, I know. One teacher says draw loosely, and another one that it's all wrong. It all depends on what you want the outcome to be. If you want it to be like really energetic and organic feeling, loose is key. If you want like a lot of detail work and intensity and focus on a particular, then, you know, like tight technique at that point is encouraged. Pirate suing. Don't make it sound cool, Shampoo. Don't make it sound cool, because then everyone's going to want to sail out into international waters and sew things. Yo, so, a pirate's life for me. Yeah. What if it's a good cause? Sewing shirts for fish? The cause is not the issue at hand. It's the using heavy machinery under the influence is the problem. I know this. You know this. Okay, so we've got our little ground. We have grounded the image successfully. Vid, hi. Welcome in, bud. How you going? How was stream? But what if it's for a good cause? Because you wanna. Cause you wanna. Dear dear. It's like saying, what if drinking and driving was for a good cause? I guess, but no. You need a boat. It's always the first step, isn't it? How you doing, Vid? What'd you get up to? The usual invitation, Vid. If you've got work that you would like to share, if you've got something from this stream or your previous body of work that you'd like to share with everyone, I'd love to see. Gotta find a dude named Noah. So I've got not request for you. A boat. Nope. You know that people aren't actually legit called Noah these days. You know that some people are actually called Noah. You know a guy. The thing that's pissing me off is that these are legitimately impressive puns. And I'm appreciating them, but I can't enjoy them with, enthusiasm because it encourages it. A boat with water-powered sewing machine. It'd be sick. Very akin to the weave crafts that we've spoken about in the past. been reading up on the analog solo game Intergalactic Space Traders. Want to play it? So you created some assets to be able to stream you playing it. Hey, that's cool. Like a webcam frame and that sort of thing. That's really cool. It takes a lot out of you. Your nose is gushing blood. Well, that's what happens when you use your power too much. Jade's puns are as high level as it as there are. True. PT demands funds for these puns. True. It is a law of equivalent exchange. One soul for another soul. Posted your stick to my Discord for future viewing. Yes, please. Yes, please. I'll absolutely have a look. Thank you. I should have asked for it. I should have asked for it. I should have bothered you. You can send me stick, please. I'm going to create a Miro board for keeping track of things and share while playing. So you created some labels and stuff. Ooh, that's awesome. That's actually a sick idea. Creating like assets specific to the game. That's really cool. Yeah. This absolutely will not happen. So I'm not even worried about cursing you with it. But the thought did cross my mind for a second, like, but Vid, what if you don't enjoy the game? What if you play 5 minutes of it and you're like, ugh. It won't happen. It absolutely won't happen. You'll have an amazing time with it, I promise. But yeah, no, the thought did cross my mind for a second and I did chuckle. Is it the food channel? It could be the food channel. So make people beg for the stick. The stick belongs to the people's stick. Yep. Want to hear your favorite pun ever? It's complicated. Yeah, hit me with it. Mahatma Gandhi, as you know, walked barefoot most of the time, which produced an impressive set of calluses on his feet. He also ate very little, which made him rather frail, and with his odd diet, he suffered from bad breath. This made him a super calloused, fragile mystic hexed by halitosis. Confetti. Confetti. So silly. Please tell me you had that memorized. Please tell me you had that memorized. That's fantastic. That's so good. A super calloused, fragile mystic hexed by halitosis. Even though the sound of it is really quite atrocious. Oh, that's so good. Mahali's cursing. No, I said I wouldn't curse. Spent most of the time relearning Inkscape though. That's fine. It's a skill that you've reacquired and you're now able to use it again. If you saw in the news, but there was a magician from Russia who you think made an art gallery disappear. Now museum, now you don't. Stop it. Stop it. They're too good. You have it memorized, but copied it this time. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. It takes a while to type it up. Fair point. You were like, that isn't a pun when you read it. Then I read it out loud and you laughed. It's what I kind of saw it coming. Sort of. I assumed it was like a child mystic. Like a child mystic has escaped from juvenile jail after performing some crimes. So just be wary because there's a small medium at large. It had that kind of feeling to it. So I was anticipating that it was something like that. But the execution was glorious. It helps that the lead up is so long. Yeah, absolutely. Because it hits you like a truck. Yeah, because you're like, what the heck? Oh. Beautiful. Goblins, the lot of you. Goblins mentioned into the natural 20, true combo, no frames dropped, no punish available. Glorious. Not what you expect. Not what I was expecting. Goblins and proud. I think you're gonna take an early morning nap, but please do. Please do. If you're all tuckered out, rest up, bud. Flossing and dabbing and 6-7 necessary. Get out of here, goblins. Go on, get. It's pronounced kobold. True. Sorry. Little guy behavior across the board. The act of counting is soiled and ruined. It is like never to be the same again. Then again, kobolds and goblins should be friends forever. Yeah, we have too much in common. Tuck it out from sleeping 9 hours. Yeah, but as you say, like exhaustion is something that is not necessarily tied to how much rest you have. Just little guys united. We're unionized. Who's Green Goblin in Spider-Man? Defoe. He is Defoe. All right, Jade. All right. To exercise moderation, I'll give you one more good one, okay? Because otherwise I'll get numb to them and I can't have that. I can't grow numb to amazing puns. Don't let it happen. And many more better. No, you know what I mean. Oh yeah, our stick. Play the Soviet anthem. Because management never allows you to present in high management meetings, because like a goblin, you're not presentable with anti-corporate representation. Goblin in the cave is your nickname at work. That's fantastic. That's so good. One of us. One of us. It's got to be situational. You'll wait for a situation. Okay, okay. Since we're wrapping up soon, I should mention, because I do a terrible job of remembering to mention these things. If you are looking for something to do during this month of May, if you are craving a creative outlet, if you're wanting an excuse to do something fun, we have a monthly art fair where a prompt is presented and then we all work to make an image or a song or a short story, a poem, a sculpt, anything under the sun creative to the prompt. The prompt for this current month, let's quickly double check it before I make a fool of myself, is the chaos of creation. Kessa has already submitted for this one. I'm heckin' excited. But yeah, if that sounds interesting, I'll add honey to the. There's an idiom in there somewhere. I'll sweeten the deal. There we go. I'll sweeten the deal for you. If you get yours in before the end of May, you get VIP in chat. Not only do you get VIP in chat, but also we open them up live because all of them are spoilered. Like they've got the spoiler filter over the top of them. And I open them all up on stream live and I go, let's have a look in here. Oh! And then I get overwhelmed by just the sheer amount of creativity every time. Yeah, so if that sounds appealing, you can find the details for that very helpfully linked by a 1N64 Billy in the chat. Thank you. And I mentioned it a while ago, but I should mention it again. There's not going to be a stream tomorrow. There won't be a Subnautica stream just because I'm still in that last push to get like things done. So apologies. The first Subnautica stream from me returning will be next Saturday. Next Saturday for Subnautica. I'm pretty happy with this little guy. I like him. He's fun. He's well done. Yeah. Ripped up your drawing as it looked really bad and the guy you were tattooing did not enjoy it. Help. Glorious. He's legendary right from the get-go. He's been chosen by fate. Take care with the push and moves all there. Yeah. Yep. No, I did injure my back. I did injure my back earlier in the week. But I promise you, I did take time to let it heal before moving stuff around again. So I promise I'm undertaking the task with care. I swear. Let's take a final little look-see at the canvas. Oh, it's a snow scene, Jade. Hell yes. No, I'm okay now. I promise I'm completely fine. It wasn't a major injury. It was just like a little bit of like a strain in one of my discs in my lower back. But I gave myself all of the mustache and the belly button every time. I gave myself all of the recovery time that I needed. Like I'm peak health-ish. I'm not peak fitness. I can tell you that much, but I'm peak health at the moment, I promise. Being chosen by fate, being chosen by faith, being chosen by Faye sounds awfully similar to each other, given how terrifyingly different it is. That's a good point, actually. Being the chosen one isn't always what it's, cracked up to be. Sometimes it's a terrifying tug of war between a bunch of different elder beings. Being chosen by Jade. See, exactly. Not major. Proceeds to talk about a sprain disc. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Okay. So, in retrospect, we have Kessa's Junk Pile Forest. We have Kalsa's Little Seedling. We've got Kals Jr.'s Little Watermelon. We've got Sloth's Fungi's. We've got Kay's Lost Tourist. Yes, I know, it's from the Ring. We have Jade's Petey, who's just gone out for a jaunt. And we have Mahali's little guy with a stick. And the mustache. Beautiful canvas. Ain't it just? Ain't it just? You'll try and join next one if you feel more comfortable painting again. There's never pressure. It's never a case of pressure. If you need time to just chill, it's completely fine. Never feel like you have to. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. I hope you had fun. Next week it'll be the usual stream schedule, as I said. So I should see everybody Monday. Have an excellent rest of your day. or night, depending on where you are. Look after yourselves. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.